beautiful one day, 1 hour, and 1 minute
Yes.
will not come again in our entire life. Avoid fights, angriness, and speak loudly to every person. Means it is saying that life is beautiful one day, 1 hour, 1 minute. You might not be happy today or yesterday. Means what was the days that happened, and you should be feel happy one day, 1 minute, or 1 second that you are going to come across. So for that, what you have to do means you should avoid fights, angriness, and you should speak loudly to the every person you will come across. And you should share your positive vibes to them and make them feel pleased with your conversation. This is what about the thought of the day. And be friendly to person whomsoever you are talking. That's it. Will you please scroll? Yes. Today we are going to talk about international news. Home and abroad. Home means our nation, India itself. Abroad means all neighborhood countries and the other countries which are in the world. On India's role as a bridge between polarized nations, if India is to unite polarized nations, it must bring all divisive forces under control. It is possible to the India to unite the already divided countries only when it able to bring all the divided forces under its control, isn't it? So it is saying that if India is to unite polarized nations, here polarized nations means divided nations, already countering nations. I mean, who are opposite to the our nation. It must bring all divisive forces under its control. Then only it will possible to the India to unite all the polarized nations. Nations. That's it. Will you please scroll? Sorry for the interruption. Delivering India's statement at the United Nations General Assembly this year means External Affairs Minister S. Jaishankar spoke of several challenges in India's past, present, and future. Means here they are saying that delivering India's statement means if representative of India is here External Affairs Minister Jaishankar Prasad. He spoke of several challenges that India has come across and is coming across and will gonna come across. The situations which India faced in past and facing now. He is saying all the challenges in the United Nations as a representative of India, with a special emphasis on the immediate shocks arising from the war in China, the COVID pandemic, climate change, and terrorism. In stark contrast to the Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who made pejorative remarks about India, means in stark contrast means extremely opposite to Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who made pejorative remarks. Here, pejorative means derogatory. Derogatory means derogatory means which makes us feel shame. Always Pakistan is opposite to us. It is saying that in stark contrast means extremely opposite to the Pakistan Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, who made pejorative remarks. Means pejorative means which makes us feel shame. Remarks about India. Mr. Jaishankar made no direct comment on Pakistan. Our Jaishankar Prasad, who is the external minister of India, didn't made any comment on Pakistan directly, they are saying. Nor did he directly mention India's challenges at the line of actual control. Line of actual control is in between the India and China. It is a border between India and China. They are saying that our external minister didn't say directly about the India facing challenges at the line of actual control. Although he criticizes China's habit of politicizing and blocking UN Secretary Council terrorist designations, means China is doing rubbish things like it is politicizing in a bad manner and blocking UN Secretary Council. Even he didn't criticize that, they are saying. Will you please call it? His comments on Ukraine war watched as they came days after Prime Minister Narendra Modi was lauded by the Western countries for telling Russian President Vladimir Putin that the era of war is over. Means our Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi said to the Western countries that the era of war is over. Means he tends to make the war end. Means it is good to all, na? Means ending war is something like peace. So all are applauded Narendra Modi. Here they said like Narendra Modi was lauded by the Western countries just for giving the statement like era of war is over to the Russian President Vladimir Putin. So here they are saying that Modi was applauded. Means Modi get comments, prizes from all other Western countries. Mr. Jaishankar expanded on Mr. Modi's theme without seeming to either criticize Russia or condone its actions. Condone means pardon. Mr. Jaishankar expanded on Mr. Modi's theme without seeming to either criticize Russia or condone its action. Mr. Jaishankar expanded about Modi's point of view regarding this Russia and its condoleness. He said, instead, he said, India stands on the side of peace, of respect for the UN Charter. UN means United General Assembly. United Nations is there na Aikyarajya Samiti. It was founded in 1945, October 24, and it now has 193 friendly countries in it. Dialogue and diplomacy, and with all those now grappling with the escalating cost of food, of fuel and fertilizers. Now they are saying that India is moving towards peace and it is facing all the situations like escalating cost of food, fuel and fertilizers. They are saying. Will you please scroll? His words were even-handed and required global stakeholders to consider both the risks from the conflict in Ukraine and from US. EU-led sanctions that could exacerbate global economic fragmentation and inflationary trends. Means his words were even-handed. Whose words? External Affairs Minister Jaishankar Prasad words, as he is a representative in United Nations Assembly, even-handed and required global stakeholders to consider both the risks from the conflict. Conflict means Garshana, means like fighting in Ukraine and from US. EU-led sanctions that could exacerbate. Exacerbate means aggravating, means it is a negative noun. We use this situation to express the thing which worsen the bad condition, which make worse the bad condition. Exacerbate global economic fragmentation and inflationary trends. That's it. Will you please scroll? Please scroll. The prognosis seems even bleaker given that just prior to the UNGA, Mr. Putin delivered a speech committing to Russia's ability to use all weapons, indicating nuclear options, while the Ukraine president said no dialogue could bring an end to the war. calling instead for more weaponry and a global effort to punish Russia. Means they are saying that the prognosis seems even bleaker, given that just prior to the UN General Assembly. Means they are saying that they are just giving priority to the World International Organization United Nations Assembly. Mr. Putin delivered his speech committing to Russia's ability to use all weapons. Russia is a big country, we all know that, and it have a power to use all weapons that it has, indicating nuclear options. While the Ukraine president said no dialogue could bring an end to the war, as there was war was happening. When they attended to the United Nations, Ukraine president didn't say any dialogue from his side, so war got ended, calling instead for more weaponry and a global effort to punish Russia. That's it. Will you please scroll? Above all, Mr. Jaishankar hailed what he called New India under Mr. Modi, spelling out five pledges made at the 75th Independence Day anniversary, which includes making India a developed nation by the 2047. Means Jaishankar Prasad hailed from our India itself, what he called the New India under Mr. Modi government, spelling out five pledges which was happened on the 75th Independence Day anniversary, which includes making India a developed nation by the 2047. They made discussions about the developing India, and they said they promised like we should develop our nation by 2047 as a developed country. They discussed on the topic on the 75th Independence Day after spelling out five pledges. He added that India is ready to take on enhanced responsibility at a global body and called for a reformed UN with an expanded Security Council as a means of righting the injustice done to the global south. Global south means all over Asia, south part of Asia comes under global south. Reformed UN. Wait. Okay. Wait. As a means of righting the injustice done to the global south. By regarding the injustice done to the global south, they are talking that they will expand Security Council. Okay, let it, scroll down. The year ahead, where India will host the G20 summit, will no doubt test the will and ability of the Modi government to play the role of global uniter. Means G20 summit will gonna happen in our nation. For that, we should provide all the amenities to them. So they are saying that the year ahead, 1 year after, where India will host the G20 summit, will no doubt test the will and ability of the Modi government to play the role of global uniter, because all countries will gonna come to our nation and will conduct a session here in Delhi. So they will test the ability to conduct the summit in our nation. They are saying, and what Mr. Jaishankar Prasad called a bridge between nations polarized by the bitter divides. As we know that some nations divided, and summit gonna happen in our country by the next year. So it is saying that a bridge between the nations polarized by the bitter divides. It is a goal which will only be achievable if New Delhi is able to play a similarly uniting role in its own neighborhood. Means it is gonna get success when it will get success. Means whenever it is able to play similarly uniting role in its own neighborhood, and how it has happened in China, Russia, all other nations. uh, they might, whenever summit happened in that places in our neighborhood countries, how they treated us when we went to the summit. And India should treat in that way, when it happened in next year. So it is saying that it will be possible only when New Delhi is able to play similar uniting role in its neighborhood countries and bring polarizing and divisive forces within India's control. Whenever we are inviting some nations to our country, it means that they are just friendly with us. All right, then only it will possible to the India to make all divided nations come together and make amiable relationship with that other nations. That is what it said. Please scroll. So now we're gonna learn some more vocabulary regarding this article, so that we can use this advanced vocabulary in our communication. Exacerbate means worsen, aggravate, compound. Antonym of this exacerbate is improve. We'll come across example sentence so that we can get clear idea about this exacerbate keyword. Her condition exacerbate on the flight means her condition was extremely bad when she was in the flight. Will you please scroll? Retract. Retract means pull in, draw in, pull back. Retract means bringing something again to our control. Will you please scroll up? Because scroll up, I'm asking. Yes, retract. The word retract. Retract. Draw in, pull back. Antonym of this retract is extend. Extend means prolong, prolonging something. It is an antonym of retract. Example sentence. She retracted her hand as if she had been burnt. Means as if means it is an assumption, as if assumption sentence. So they use like she had been burnt. She retracted means she took her hand back to herself as if she had been burnt. That's it. Will you please scroll? Reform. Reform means improve, better, refine. These are the synonyms of reform. When it comes to the antonyms, reform antonym is preserve. Preserve means preserving something for the later purpose. Example sentence. The bill will reform the tax system. The bill will improve the tax system, like including something innovatively like this. Critical, censorious, condemnatory, condemning means we are criticizing someone else. Means scolding someone. Criticize means scolding someone. Censor means also same like condemning something. Condemning, condemnatory, these are all synonyms of critical. Criticize. Criticize is an noun. Criticizing is a verb, and critical is an adjective. When it comes to the antonyms of critical, complimentary, complimentary. I gave compliment to you for your best performance. Compliment means giving praise and applauds. Applaud also the synonym of complimentary. Applaud is also a like antonym of critical. In this article, we came across like Modi ji applauded by the Western countries for his statement like war of the era is ended, this war like this. So for the complimentary, we can use synonyms like applaud, praising someone, commend. Commend is also used to indicate that we are praising someone. Will you please scroll? Example sentence for critical. I was very critical of previous resign. That's it. Entangle. Entangle means intertwine. Intertwine. Entwine. Tangle. Tangle means like disentangle. Tangle means intertwine, infinitive. We shall go through across this example. Fish attempt to swim through the mess and become entangled. Entangle means stuck in between. Like according to the example, the fish stuck between the net. Like this. Entangle means we were in the difficult situation. We are in the difficult situation. Antonym of this entangle means disentangle. Could you please scroll? Segregation. Segregation means alienation. 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 We can also say like alienating. Segregation is nothing but separation, setting apart, isolation. We might come across this isolation word whenever we are going through pandemic period. Like I should be isolated because I am tested positive for the COVID-19. So it is like a quarantine. We should be separate. Segregation, nothing but separation, setting apart, isolation. When it comes to the antonyms, integration. Integration means mingled with, totally mingled with, like like this. The segregation of pupils with learning difficulties was done. Segregation of pupils with learning difficulties was done. Pupils means students. Okay, scroll it up. Affordable, inexpensive. No, seventh, yes. Affordable, inexpensive means affordable means reasonable price. Affordable, which makes people can afford, people can buy as per the income they have. Affordable, inexpensive means which is not expensive. Unaffordable, antonym of this affordable is
Affordable,
unaffordable.
like they can afford in their
Example
budget.
sentence.
Yeah.
Homes have become affordable now and is no more a luxury. Will you please scroll it? Accidental, fortuitous, chance, adventurous. Means accidental means suddenly without our involvement. Suddenly it happens. When it comes to the antonyms, intentionally, deliberately. We can use deliberately as a synonym for the intentional. We could say like accidental. The opposite meaning of this accidental is deliberately, intentionally. Accidental means it itself happened without our intervention. Land might be let a fixed rent, but accidental loss falls on the tenant. Okay. Will you please scroll up? Scroll down. Rough, roughly means approximately. Synonym, about, around. We'll use like it's around 12 hectares, like this. Means approximate, estimation, roughly. Antonym of this roughly means exactly. Exactly means accurate values, including points on 0.5, 0.6, like this. We all took a walk of roughly 13 miles from our hotel, like this. Predatory, predaceous. Synonyms of this predatory: carnivorous, hunting. Carnivorous means who kill animals and will eat the meat. Hunting is also like hunting something, some animals just for the sake of meat. Antonyms: expensive. It is antonym of predatory. Spices of snacks are usually predatory. Means they are talking about meat. Okay, done. Thank you so much for all listeners and for being patient. Now, Mrudulashri is going to explain one more article.
Thank you, Sarna. And can you text me once because I need one business statistics. You are from MBA only, na? Are you from Hyderabad JNT? I have spoken with you before. Is it same person or other person? Hi, Sarna. I'm Vishnu.
Please don't interrupt now. It is
Okay,
editorial session.
okay then. Yeah. Hello. Hello.
Yeah, we are here.
Leo Patrick, may we start the session? All right. Can you enlarge the screen?
Yes,
Yeah, it's visible. Thank you.
you're welcome.
Okay, to begin, hello guys, this is Mridula and I shall take the session right now. Thought of the day to begin with. Education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world. See, they are talking about education and its importance. Education is truly important for each and every human being. Education means need not be only regarding studies. We can educate regarding sports, education regarding health. We can educate regarding many things. There's a famous Sanskrit sloka about education. I would take a minute to explain you about that. Vidyaya vardate varcho, Vidyaya vardate vapuhu, Vidyaya vardate viryam, Vidyaya kimna vardate. Education gives you the pride, education gives you the knowledge, education gives you everything. Is there anything which education cannot provide? That is the meaning of the sloka. Yeah, this actually education is the most powerful world which we can use to change is given by Nelson Mandela, the great social reformer in South Africa, who has championed the cause of racism, who had fought for it. Okay, can you please scroll down? Okay, over the top, I shall explain this article. On privacy and regulations of digital apps, the government needs to upgrade its thinking on privacy before seeking to control digital apps. So they are talking about privacy regulation basically. These days, privacy issues have been cropping up in many areas. Privacy became dead because as the importance for the data is going on, privacy and privacy related issues are being cropped up. So, can you please scroll down? Yeah, the draft telecommunication bill puts out last week for public comments hints at a disturbing governmental pursuit for more control over a range of digital applications and over the top streaming services that millions of Indians use daily. So it's basically talking about the draft telecommunication bill, which has been there in the news quite a time ago, but out last week for public comments. So any kind of a public is major stakeholder, right, in such kind of a bills. So hints at a disturbing governmental pursuit for more control over a range of digital applications and over the top streaming services that millions of Indians use daily. Millions of Indians are using daily, and privacy is becoming a big issue. And in this regard, they have drafted telecommunication bill. Okay, can you please scroll down? Okay, this bill we are right now discussing about this Indian Telecommunication Bill 2022. It seeks to do this by bringing them under the ambit of telecommunication services, the operation of which would require a license. That is, if the draft provisions do go through. So it's again talking about. I think it can be understood easily because it's talking about telecommunication services. This means the likes of WhatsApp, Zoom, Netflix will be considered telecommunication services, and so would a whole range of digital services that are anyway regulated by the IT Act. COVID-19 pandemic and Taiwan tensions, it also mentions about. So over the top services, OTT platforms like Amazon Prime and Netflix have been cropping up. So there has been a huge debate regarding OTT platforms and their performance in the recent times. Okay, and especially in recent times, that is because due to the COVID-19 imposed lockdown has brought digital services much closer, which was a bit a tough task priorly, has become easy today. So this might be due to COVID-19 pandemic and its aftermath. Can you please scroll down? Okay. Imagining the Internet Center, Pew Research Center, the new normal in 2025, far more tech driven with more challenges. Can you please scroll down? Yeah, here we are. This the government wants to do by a wide expansion of the definition of what constitutes a telecom service. The new definition includes everything from broadcasting services to electronic mail, from voice mail to voice, video and data communication services, from internet and broadband services to over the top communication services, including those that the government may notify separately. Yeah, it is telling that there's a wide expansion of the definition of what constitutes a telecom service, because as we guys know that telecom, I would take a moment to explain one interesting fact regarding telecom services. So with 117 crore subscribers, India is the world's second largest telecommunication ecosystem. So we are top second in the world, second largest telecommunication system. So this we as Indians can take pride of. Okay, can you please scroll down? Okay, it is all well to do a state, as the government has done, that the country requires a new legal framework and not the existing one that is based on Indian Telegraph Act 1885 to deal with realities of the 21st century. But it is not just technology that has evolved in over a century, but also a democratic society's understanding and expectations of user rights, privacy, and transparency. So basically, the acts which the article is talking about, like Indian Telegraph Act 1885, Indian Wireless Telegraph Act 1933, they regulate the telecommunication sector. But these laws, if you observe carefully, are outdated. 1885. That means these are outdated as they are the relics of colonial hangover. The article makes a case that the laws needs to be updated. They have to be updated in order to meet the 21st century's realities. Okay, can you please scroll down? Yeah. Not long ago, the highest court in the country acknowledged a citizen's right to privacy as a fundamental right. This draft, however, disappoints on the above counts. According to it, for instance, the government has powers to prevent a message from being transmitted on the occurrence of any public emergency or in the interest of the public safety. So government can take the lead here in making public safety as its foremost importance. So according to it, for instance, government has the power to prevent a message from being transmitted. Government of the day, that means government in power, they have the all the say and all the rights to prevent train. Hello, am I audible? Can someone confirm?
Yes, you are audible. Go ahead.
Yes, yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you. Okay, can you please scroll down? Yeah, another clause in the draft bill requires an entity that has been granted a license to unequivocally identify the person to whom it provides services. A similar clause under the IT rules brought in last year requiring messaging apps to enable the identification of the first originator of the information on its uh, computer resource has been challenged in the court. So the article makes a case that a similar clause under the IT rules brought it last year requiring messaging apps, whatever the messaging apps we have, be it Instagram, Telegram or many other sources we have, all of them has to be brought under the ambit of computer resource. But this has been challenged in the top court, in the court. Okay, can you please scroll down? Yeah, there are enough valid reasons to doubt whether this is even technically possible without breaking encryption and making all communications vulnerable. While this is not done to underplay the mounting challenges for, I would take a moment to explain about the Puttuswamy case, famous case Puttuswamy case, and privacy issues where Supreme Court stated that privacy is of utmost importance in this case, Puttuswamy case. 2017, I guess, I remember. Okay, can you please scroll down? Yeah, data protection. Ensuring security, the repeated attempts by the government to be able to tap into all kinds of communications. So they are talking about all types of communications, need not be only written or else oral transmission. It's talking about all sorts of communications without making sure that the common man has a legal armor in the form of a data protection law is extremely problematic. So that is what it is about. The government needs to upgrade its thinking on users and privacy. This draft needs to go back to the drawings, what's there? Drawing board, I guess. Okay, can you please scroll down? Tone of the editorial. Yeah, can you please scroll down, Leo Patrick? Okay, thank you guys. But there is one thing left, MCQ question. Yeah, which one is the antonym of the word scuffling? Option A, safe. B, agreement. C, brawl. D, what is that? Humorous. Scuffling means quarreling or fighting. So everybody will be in disagreement with one another. So antonym they are asking. So everyone would be fighting and fighting for something or disagreeing about something. That is what scuffling is about. Antonym would be all will be in agreement. In agreement with. That means everybody conquers with the same idea. Safe. Safe, brawl, humorous. All of them gives you a positive sense that everything will go well positively. But sorry, brawl means it's a negative sense. But fighting, same. So synonym of scuffling is fighting, brawl, etc. But agreement is something antonym of scuffling. Can you please scroll down? Yeah. Which one is the synonym of the word extradite? We have seen so many extradition cases, right? Yes, extradition law was passed recently in what's that? China occupied Taiwan. Yeah, Taiwan region. Extradition bill was there in news. Okay, just I'm remembering that. Extradite. Which one is the synonym of the word extradite? A. Deport. B. Tussle. C. Quarrelsome. D. Quiet. Yeah. Deport. Deporting is something synonym of the word extradite. Yeah. You are deporting a case, right? We have seen in the case of China occupied Taiwan region. Okay, next one. Which one is similar to the word atavistic? Atavistic. Avoid. Option B, genuine. C, bygone. D, marmosa. Which of the word is similar to atavistic? Avoid means you are avoiding someone or something. You are running away or moving away from that. Genuine means genuinely means frankly or else honesty. It can be genuine thing. Name. Yeah, simple name. Bygone means already completed. Bygone facts, bygone acts. We will say. D is marmosa. Marmosa, what's marmosa? Can anybody explain what's marmosa? Can someone pitch in? What is marmosa? Okay, marmosa basically refers to a genus comprising New World murine opossums. That's what Google says. Just now I browsed it. Okay, next one please. Leo Patrick. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Leo Patrick. Okay, which one is the antonym of the word schism? Schism. Okay, option A, agreement. Option B, rift. Option C, modern. Option D, related. Here, if we observe carefully, rift means something we are dividing. Dividing. Schism means division, basically. Division. So, when we are uniting all, that would be agreement. Agreement would be a schism or antonym of schism. Rift. Rift is also. But here the suitable word is rift. Okay. Can you please scroll down? Yeah, today's vocabs. We have some vocabs for today. Shall I read them out? Okay, I think there are some more today's vocabs. Sodomized, invokes, evolved in, tom-tomming, sobbing, construed, autistic, autism a disease, I guess, sank off, carved out, daunting, blazed away, conceded. Conceded after that. Yeah, I want all of you to go through this. The PDF is already available, I guess. Yeah, Leo Patrick might post them if not available. Okay. Thank you. Thanks, one and all. Thanks for being patient. Thank you.